Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the SSS course day 2. Today we're going to be learning about higher highs, higher lows, and levels and such. This is going to be a pretty short video because this is pretty easy to see. And we're already dumbing it down enough to the point where I don't know if I can even dumb it down anymore. But let's get into the charts. Why don't we? Let's get into the charts. So, as you can see, I have the start of New York session. This is a hypothetical. This isn't actually the start of New York session. This is just for learning purposes. Okay. So, as you can see, we see a little bit of consolidation right here in this. Let's make it green. You can see it in this green box, right? You see some consolidation. Nothing's really going on. There's no breakouts. As you can see, we have a breakout to the upside, right here. This is what we like to call a higher high, because if you look at the start of New York session, where New York starts, so right here, right, this is our previous high. Anything above this line is going to be a higher high. But now, here's where it gets interesting. Anything below this is now what we call a lower low. So up here, I'm going to write this out for you guys. We have a higher high right here. And then here, we have a lower low. Just going to put it where it closed. So market goes up, passes this line, right? Passes our previous level into a higher high. Not looking back there, right? Yes, you can look back here. This will be a lower high, but not looking back there. This is a higher high. Here's a lower low. Now, as you can see, we have another one right here. This is going to be a lower high. And you're probably asking, why is this a lower high if the last one was just a higher high? If it passes this, if market passes this line and breaks this higher high, then it will be a higher high. So hypothetically, right, if market did this, blah, 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 did all that, blah, 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 and then it pushed all the way up here to like 5,700, that is where our next higher high would be, is all the way up here, but it did not go up there. So this is going to be a lower high. Now, looking at our levels again, where's the next lower low or lower high? Right? The next one is going to be right down here. And this is going to be another lower low because it broke this previous line and it passed it. So it's going to be a lower low. Okay. Sorry. This is like we're dumbing it down so much that it sounds wrong to me. But it's not. So we have technically no. But a lower high. And again, I'm actually not going to mark out every single individual little tiny one, but we have a lower low, right? Because price came all the way down here, dumped all the way down. Now we have again, lower high. Because it's a staircase down. As you can see, looking at all of our previous information that we just put in, you can literally see a downwards staircase going down, right? Here's where it gets a little bit interesting, right? Give it a second, right? We got another lower low, right? Now, looking at this, we now have a lower high. Now, price has kind of switched, starting to make its way back up, and boom, here we have our first higher low. Okay, because the low that we okay, actually, sorry, it's going to be right here. Sorry, I was not looking at this one. Okay, we have our lower high here, right, because our previous high is up here. Now it came down. We have a higher or lower high. We have our previous lower low here, but then price never broke back down. So now we have a higher low. Continuing on, we have a higher high because our previous high was here and then it broke upwards, higher high. Now we have a higher low. Right, and I could sit here and mark this out all day, but I'm assuming that you guys can understand this. Okay, so looking at what we got, we had a downward staircase going down this way, and then price switched, and it finally started making higher highs and higher lows, which means the market is bullish. Okay, if we're making lower highs and lower lows constantly over and over again, market is going to be bearish. All right, the market is going to be bearish, and you will be able to see this when it does it multiple times over and over again. But when the market does it over and over again, but instead of it being lower highs and lower lows, it's higher highs and higher lows, that means the staircase is going upwards, right? Now you're taking the escalator going up. You're not taking the escalator going down, you're taking the escalator going up. And now, as you can see, the market is showing signs of bullishness. So, with this information, right, you can, if you have the funds, put an entire buy from here to here and just let it ride, right? Let it ride, because it's going to keep going until it touches another level. Because as you can see, if we zoom way out, way out, right, it broke this level here, and it broke this level here. So once it breaks a level, the market goes, oh, well, I need more money to do this or this. So it is going to reverse. You got it? Okay. So with all of this information here, with all of this information that we just had, sorry, I gotta get rid of all this stuff on the screen. With all this information, you're probably asking, well, what do I target, right? What do I even, look for? What do I even set my stop loss and take profit to? That I would say we can go over in the next video, but I'm going to do it in this one because we're only at the 8-minute mark in this video. So, as you can see, right, market is bearish. We don't really, in the SSS, we don't really look for sells. We're not really looking for sells at all. But if we're looking for buys, right, let's say we are starting right down here, right, all the way down at this lower low, okay? And we're sitting here and we're thinking, okay, I don't know what to look for. I don't know where I should be. Right, you see price makes its way up here. Right, now we're here. And we're like, that's a good signal, but let's wait for the step back. So here's what you're going to do. Right, you wait for the signal, you wait for the step back. Now, once you get here, my apologies, 1 second. Okay, once you get here, once you get down here, you're probably thinking, "Oh, I don't know." Okay, so levels, where we're putting our take profit, stop loss, things of that nature, because you need to know this, or if you don't, you're going to be trading with no take profit, no stop loss, and you're going to be pretty much blind walking into a pro NFL game, you're the starting wide receiver and you're blind. All right, you don't know which way you're running on the field, let alone you don't know what you're running to. Sorry if that analogy made no sense. That's on me. All right. Anyways, looking at what we got here, let's say we are starting right here. Okay, we start at this signal. We're like, oh, we're gonna wait for the signal. Step back happens. Boom. Step back has now happened. Step back is finished. Now, are we going to sustain? Probably. All right. Because it doesn't look that bad. So, where you are going to set your stop loss and take profits. All right. Take profit. You can literally set it honestly wherever you want, because with how we're doing swing trading, you're going to be able to see if it reverses at all. Pretty quickly, and you're not really going to lose that many funds, all right? But with your stop loss, okay, you're going to be targeting your previous lows, okay? So with this one, we are just going to be targeting this wick right here, because we know price is not going to keep coming down here because it's already making the upward staircase. So honestly, I mean, you could put your entry even here if you wanted to, and you'd still be up. I mean, you'd still be hanging out pretty good, like, no problem, right? Or you can set it all the way back here and be way up, or you could honestly set it even a little bit here if you wanted to too. Right, because you can see we have our signals, our step backs, and our sustain. Signal, setback, little bit of consolidation, sustain. Now it's setting back again, and is most likely going to, right, we have our signal here. It is most likely going to step back and sustain again. We don't know where price is going to go, so we are most likely going to be targeting this or these, right? Any of these levels up here. Most likely going to be targeting this higher high up here that we marked out earlier, right? Which is 54.17. And we are just going to let it sit. We're just going to let it ride. So that is levels and higher highs, higher lows, and lower highs. Thank you for watching this. I hope you guys understood what was going on in this video. If you are in the Discord, make sure you either send a screenshot of a higher high, higher low, or marking out your levels. Send us a screenshot of all your levels that you got. And I'll be very proud, because then I'll know that I taught you guys right. But if you guys have any questions, feel free, ask in the Discord. Discord's going to be in the bio. And it's on the Instagram too. You can go on the Instagram and it's just in the highlights and stories. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. Sorry, I just did that whole outro without showing my face. But yeah, we will see you guys when the next video is posted. So, deuces, guys. Love